All right, I wanted to take an honest look at Shiba Inu. It's trending on Twitter. This price has exploded by insane amounts. It has, as of right now, almost an $11 billion market cap. It is currently the 19th largest crypto asset in the world. And where did this come from? It came from nowhere, really. Here's an all-time chart here, and you could just see huge bump. And so I want to be completely upfront about something right out of the gate. This is not an endorsement. I just want to take an honest look at this and give you information and let you do with that information what you want to do. There are some encouraging things that I've seen with this, and then there are some other things that I'm a little concerned about. And so we're going to talk about those things. And my conclusion, take with it what you will. I'm really interested in this, and so why not? You know, I have a net worth that I'm hoping will approach $1 million this year. Why not throw $50 at Shiba Inu, just in case? But I'm going to show you some things that absolutely have to happen if we are to see a 10x or 100x in the price. Okay, and the possibility of those things happening, we will see. So this morning's video, I took a brief look at it. It pretty much right at the top was when I made this morning's video. It topped out at about 0.000036. And now it's at 0.000028. It bottomed out at, I think, like 2.4, something like that. And so it did it, bounced back a little bit. But there were definitely some alarming things when I looked at this morning. So here's the number one thing you're always going to need to do, or absolutely that you should do when you're looking at one of these new cryptocurrencies that's a meme token. And I don't care for those of you SHIBs out there. I don't care what you say. You can tell me about some platform, some exchange that they're trying to set up, or some NFTs that they're working on. This is a meme token, okay? And it's always, in my mind, going to be a meme token until proven otherwise. But if you're looking to buy in on something that has shot up as crazily as SHIB has done so, you've got to go to this website, bscscan.com. It gives tons of information here. You can see 500 trillion was the initial supply, and we can see the largest holders. And so this is always the biggest thing that I'm looking at. Now, the number one holder is just it's a burn wallet. So that's what happens. Anytime there's a burn, anytime there's a transaction with a cryptocurrency like this, a portion of that transaction is burned and it's sent to this dead address. You see all those zeros there, it's dead. So 30%, 30.5% and growing of that initial supply is getting burned on a daily, has been burned by now. And so now I'm seeing that the biggest holder holds about 9.5% of that supply. Now, this would be alarming to me at face value. But here's the thing that I saw this morning that is actually kind of encouraging to me about this is this morning when I looked at bscscan.com, I saw that the biggest holder had about 24% of the supply. And that's what caused this price to shoot up like crazy, is that somebody somewhere 3 days ago put $250 million into Shiba and turned that into $3 billion. And so already, whoever that was, it might be this top one that's at 9.5%, they sold down to about 9.5% at the most. They've sold about 15 of that 24%. And so the fact that they sold this and now the biggest holder is at 9.47% means that this thing might have some legs. I would have expected that 15% of the supply being dumped to have more of an effect negatively on the price than what it did. And so what that means is that instead of that going into Pancake Swap's liquidity, that there were a large pool of eager buyers once that price went down. Again, not a wholesale endorsement. You want to put $50 in. I put $50 into it, okay? Just in case this thing will go higher. And we can see here, Pancake Swap. Pancake Swap has, I thought I was already there. Maybe it's back this page. Give me a second here. No, it's not. So Pancake Swap has about 100. It doesn't matter. They have a decent amount still in their supply, and so there's no concerns with rapid price movements or anything like that. And now here's what I'm thinking here with SHIBA. Now look at this volume. $14 billion over the last 24 hours. And then look at the market cap. Now it's $11 billion. If the volume, this is the thing you've got to pay attention to with this coin. If the volume stays at this levels, then this supply, which is now at 30%, a little over 30% has already been burned. This supply, the amount that's going to be burned is going to be incredibly dramatic. And so decreasing supply, this will be perpetually decreasing. That means that the price can go up while the market cap doesn't go up all that much, but it's just going to take a lot of aggressive price action, a lot of people jumping in and out for this to be a possibility. So this can't be a hodl thing. It has to be a consistent, lots and lots of people taking lots and lots of profits very, very often if you want to see a 10x return. Because at a 10x return right now, without anything else happening, that puts SHIBA at the number 3 crypto by market cap. I don't think that's possible. But if you see a 10x return on the price, a way that can happen is just that this volume stays aggressive in those coins, consistently get aggressively burned. Then the price can 10x while the market cap doesn't 10x. So let's just say, here's an example. Let's say this volume is aggressive and the market cap 5x's. It's entirely possible that the price would 10x from here. Maybe even more so. Maybe, the volume is aggressive, these coins are aggressively burned, and we see half of the supply burned within 2 months. At this kind of volume, that's entirely possible. That means that the supply is half and the market cap stays the same. That means if the market cap stayed the same, the price of this coin would double while the market cap stays the same. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. For this price to 100x, here's another example. All right, if the price 100x'd, but that burn wasn't happening, that would give it a market cap about the size of Bitcoin. Again, not happening. But if this burn is as aggressive as this, SafeMoon's volume in comparison to its market cap, last I checked, was about 5% of its market cap. This thing being at like 130% of its market cap, that burn is just something that is making my eyes pop. And so for this thing to 100x, the price at least, that means that the supply has to dwindle very, very rapidly. We have to see, in my opinion, about less than half of the supply, less than a quarter of the supply, maybe something like an eighth of the supply that is in existence now. That means instead of there being 350 trillion coins in supply, that it would have to get down to maybe about 50 trillion, and then you could possibly see this thing go higher. So here's the thing that I'm saying, the thing that you need to take away from this. Volume is everything. With this kind of volume, this $14 billion of volume, if you keep that up, then the supply is just going to melt away, and the price can go higher. So should you put $50 into it? Why not? If $50 is all you have, then go ahead, put that in Bitcoin, and then just keep on adding to your position for the rest of your life, pretty much. But this is one where it's like, even though it's gone up so high with that volume in comparison to the market cap, that aggressive burn that's going to happen, Yeah, my general rule is don't chase green candles, but this might be the one exception out of 10,000 where it's like, okay, all right, you want to put $50 towards it. There's a possibility that you'll see a decent return on that. So, but one bit of warning. There are some whales here. Even though that 24% whale is gone and has sold a lot of their positions, look at 2 through 6 here. The top 5 holders, 9%, 6%, 6%, 6%, 5%. Let me do the math real quick in my head. That's about 35% of the total supply that's left. Actually, that's more than that because that doesn't include. So that's all right. 35% out of 70%. That's actually half the total supply. So you are entirely at their mercy right now. So if they dump, it's probably going to be pretty ugly. Just fair warning, they will be taking profits. And let me click on this first one because this first one here, the 9.4%, they have taken profits. I did see that. They've done 2 transfers out. They sold 30 trillion and 32 trillion 6 hours and 6 minutes ago, and then 6 hours and 5 minutes ago. And so what does that mean? That means this price shoots up higher. That's about, how much is that? That's about 2/5 of their supply, 40% of their supply that they've sold. And that's going to have a negative effect on the price. So I don't like seeing that. Just to be completely honest, with 5 major holders who have all right, 9%, 10%, this person, 10% or so of $11 billion, that's $1 billion worth of SHIBA right now that they have. And they sold about $400 million worth. How much are they going to hold if this thing shoots up 10x from here? Probably not that much. They're probably going to get rid of, they have $1 billion worth. If that thing becomes $10 billion, they're probably going to be dumping sometime before then. So word of caution, be very careful because you are at their mercy, and how much longer are they going to hold their trillions of SHIB? We'll see. So I hope that was balanced for you. Again, proceed with caution if this is something that you want to do. I absolutely do not recommend that you go all in on this. Be very, very careful. All right. Have a good one.